Let's play for you Brian Kelly sound, okay? This is from a coach's show last week, all right? This is before the Florida State game. Then we know that over the weekend, LSU had its brakes beaten off by Florida State, and it came back to haunt Brian Kelly. And somebody said, well, you said you were going to beat the tar out of the Seminoles or something like that. Beat the heck out of them. He said, I never said that. Why would I say that? I'm always respectful to the opponents. That's just social media ginning stuff up. That's what you guys do. Okay, so this was the whole pretext to Brian Kelly being asked, why did you say you're going to beat the heck out of the Seminoles? Do you regret it? No, that's social media. I never said that. I'm always respectful. Anybody knows that I'm always respectful. I never said it, never said it. Well, guess what? It was on his coach's show. Here's the audio.
Nearly 40% of this travel roster are going to go overnight for the first time with LSU. So, and that's not a disclaimer of any kind. We're going to go beat the heck out of Florida State. But I guess what I'm saying is we're still developing our football team.
He actually had the gall to say, that's not something I would ever say. I have the utmost respect for Florida State. Now, if you're Brian Kelly, you obviously can coach. You've had really good teams at Notre Dame. After a rocky start to last season, you finished very strong. You end up, I think, farther last year than anybody could have seen coming into year number 1 of the Bayou. And this year will be another good season. I'm not convinced that losing to a top 5 team like Florida State, when you were actually tied to that game with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter, I don't think that's a terrible loss. I don't think that'll look like a terrible loss the entire season. It got away from them in the fourth quarter, but I think we're going to look back at LSU 2 months from now and be like, yeah, they're one of the 6 best teams in the country. But if you're Brian Kelly, why do you need to lie here? It is on tape. Now, these coaches' shows are hosted by the play-by-play guys. They're in front of your home fans. It's, at a sports bar, as you heard, that LSU fans are fired up for the season. He shouldn't have said it because it's bulletin board material, but he said it. It's on tape. It's on a radio show that you did. If you're asked about it, just say, you know what? I got caught up in the moment. I was excited. Obviously, I feel like we're going to win every game or whatever. I trust my guys, but not something I should have said. I should have respected Florida State. That's all you have to say. And it's like, yeah, you put your foot in your mouth, but whatever. Instead, to defiantly say, it's not something I would ever say. You just said it 6 days ago. You just said it. And this is the funny thing about Brian Kelly. He didn't need to say, my family. He didn't need to act like the water boy in front of the assembled crowd at Baton Rouge. He doesn't need to do these things. He's a good coach. He's got a good team. They'll win games. But it just creates this aura of you're such a fraud. You're a phony and a liar. And it's such an unnecessary lie. You don't need to lie about this. You said it. It's on tape. You shouldn't have said it, but fine. You could even say, I should have said it. Deion Sanders could say the same thing and never apologize. Yeah, I said it. I think we're going to beat the heck out of everybody. We didn't? Okay. I'm on to the next team that I think we'll beat the heck out of. We got a good team. I trust my kids. I think they're really good. We had a bad day. You can even own it. But lying that's not something I would ever say. It's just like he lives in 2 worlds where there's the Brian Kelly that does the things that the other Brian Kelly thinks he should never do or might believe he would never do. And every time he jokes about, the accent, it just comes off as more and more silly. It's just why you would need to lie about this is beyond me. And it makes him thoroughly unlikable. I like LSU. I like the program. I like the fans. I like the atmosphere. It's one of my favorite places I've ever been. And you know what? Yeah, I'm biased. I went there as a New Yorker without knowing a soul in that building, and I was invited in to a tailgate by people that just were like, you're from New York? Well, you got to party with us. And I was like, hell yeah. They're just like, we got to show you everything. They were unbelievably hospitable. So, yeah, I've got a soft spot. And Brian Kelly makes you not want to root for them because he's such a clown sometimes.